I discovered a while back that a lot of times the reason that the relationships don't work with men and women is the guy somehow feels unconsciously, consciously a little bit, that the woman's attraction and so-called love, not real love, is very conditional, especially when they're young. That's why I liked older women, like usually. The young girls, I would like them to be attracted to me, because then that would give me a stronger sense of self-esteem, because then it's like, ooh, she's somebody that the collective deem as being hot, and she's attracted to me. That must mean I'm something. But see, there's always an agenda usually. There's always an agenda. Especially when and they can't help it. It's not their, they can't help it, but they have this designer kit in their brain that when they're looking at you, they're going down this checklist. How much money does it look like he can make? Does it look like he can take care of me? Does he have good genes so I can have a good baby? Is he kind of, is he a little passive so maybe I can, get my way? All that stuff. So they don't know they're doing it. And so then if you meet that criteria, they're gonna feel like they really love you. And the love is gonna be it's gonna feel similar to real love. I was in Thailand and I realized this very deeply. These girls there, when they get an older guy, it doesn't even matter how the guy looks. If you're like buying them stuff, cell phones, helping their mother, taking care of their cow, if you're doing all that, they're gonna just be really happy to see you. they're gonna like you a lot. If you stop doing that, all of a sudden they're gonna put a pouty face on, And then if that doesn't work, they're gonna get another guy, and they're gonna really love him now, if he does all that. So the Western girls, I don't know if they're that obvious. They're a little more stealth in the way they do things, but they're conditioned to do that from the get-go, and not just from family, but from society, friends, everybody. Like this is what they're taught to do. Like if you're considered more pretty than average by the society and by the attention you get from guys, then it's like something says, well, why not milk that? Why not? I can use that to get a lot of stuff, to make my life easier, to get a guy that has a lot of money. I had a girlfriend once, and then we broke up, and then she was getting older, and she used to hang out in all the places where doctors and lawyers and all these people hanged out. And there was another girl that used to go to the Hamptons in New York and do her thing there, trying to score a rich guy, because they're getting, when you're in your prime, you don't want to lose the window of opportunity. So you gotta get a guy while you're in your prime, and then get a baby, and then he's really not trapped. Some guys leave anyway, but you see what I'm saying. So usually this love, this attraction, it's not conditional anyway. So think about that the next time you feel you just want all this female attraction, like just give me the female attraction. Usually it's just not pure. Now there's some sex addicts out there, girls, who you might fit their sexual fantasy, and so still they're using you for that, like as a masturbational instrument. Does that make you feel good? It used to make me feel good back in the day. I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool, use me for that. It would give me a hit of self-esteem, but then later that nonsense got dried up too. I'm like, well, this is stupid. Like, so most guys really want a girl that loves them for them. And you know what? A girl wants the same thing, actually. She gets tired of of the guy just being attracted to her body, just the way she looks, and using her to show off, in public, like arm candy. So it's like we're all using each other for these superficial reasons. The highest reason to use somebody is for spiritual self-realization. That's God using God. This is best, So girls also know, they're also aware that guys use them, and so girls are like, okay, whatever, then I'm going to use him too. It's like, okay, if you can meet my projections, then yeah, whatever. You can, be infatuated with my body all you want. I want to tell an Indian story. India has some good stories. There was a realized woman, and in India there's these arranged marriages. You don't just, find somebody at the bar and think you fell in love or at the club and then you get married. No, the parents usually, they use astrology and try to find the best matching partner. And then when they get into this marriage, there's no getting out. They don't have that in their mind. It can happen, but they're usually like, no, this is life. This is lifelong. So which means a lot of times there's a dog. It makes it work. You see, when you can't get out of the when you don't have that ace in the hole to where you're like, okay, if this doesn't work, I'm going to leave. If you don't have that, then you somehow you tune yourself to make it work. Anyway, there was this realized woman. She got married to an unrealized guy. The guy was he was still very sense pleasure driven, and he was attracted to her body. She was a very good looking woman, and she got tired of that. She's on another level. She's like, please, let's transcend this whole body thing. But he couldn't stop telling her every day how beautiful she is, and he just wants to have sex with her. But she could sense this wasn't pure, he couldn't see her really, not deeply. He couldn't sense the divine essence, so the communion was very superficial and unsatisfying for her. So here's what she did. He's always wanting to have sex, and she said, okay, look, you give me 1 week. I'm going to be in meditation, in solitude for 1 week. After that, if you want to have sex with me, I'm all yours. We can do it all day, all night, every day, no problem. He's like, cool, I'm down. I'll give you a week. She's like, I'm going to go in this room. I'm going to be in solitude. I'm going to meditate. You can't come in. Don't bother me. No problem. What she did for that week was fasted. She dry fasted. And then she took laxatives also. So she had a bucket. And every time she had to have a bowel movement, she'd go in this bucket. So after 1 week, she came out of the door. He didn't even recognize her. She lost 30 pounds. Face was all sunken in. Eyes all, sunk in. And then she gave, she had the bucket in her hand. And she gave him this bucket. She says, this is your beauty. This is my flesh. This flesh has been, I got rid of it. It's in this bucket here. So do you still want to have sex with me? And you see, in India, they're more receptive to this. They can understand these things. It's because of the grace of their culture and everything. Like these memories, this realization's downloaded in their being. There's more saints that came from India than any other country. China's pretty good too. They like to feud about that. Which country has the oldest culture and the most saints? I don't care. So the guy prostrated to her, and he says, "Okay, you're no longer my wife. You're my guru." He got it. And she's happy he got it. And I don't know what happened after that. But I think they lived happily ever after. But they're on another level now. She cured him of his sense, pleasure obsession and bodily obsession. We have to be cured of that. We have to be cured of that. What the heck was the topic about, though? The women. They don't usually love you unconditionally. The love's usually conditional. Actually, with guys, it is too, though. You know, the reason the woman's love is conditional because of economic security and all that. The guy's love's conditional because of body identity and worship. So it's both unconditional. But generally speaking, it's easier for a guy to love a woman just for her, just for being a woman, just that feminine energy. It's not so rare, it's not so often that a woman can love a guy just because what he is, just his energy. She might say that, but usually he's taking care of her and meeting her other kind of material projections. Unless you're 10 years old or something. See, that was cool. Then you're outside playing and you just like each other because you like each other. Then you get older, the mind starts to get more clever, and the girl's like, you know, I can get a nice guy, plus I can get him to do stuff for me. You see, that material thing's in there. You know, it's like a girl at the beginning. It can be the girl can like the guy just for who he is, but then later it's like time starts running out, and if you're not like, you know, maybe you don't want to have a kid, or you're not taking care of her in the way she wants to be materially, and then she'll talk to her friends and watch TV and all that, and she'll start thinking, wait a minute, why can't I get a guy who I enjoy, the personality and everything, plus get him to do stuff for me? And then maybe she'll break up with him, and the guy will be like, what happened? I thought you liked me for me. She's like, yeah, I do, but you know, she won't say this, but it's like, I think I can find another guy who I also really like, plus he'll do stuff for me. So the woman's love's a little tainted like that. That's why I always like women who are older, because it's like this. If you get a woman who either she can't have kids, she already had them, or and now they're grown up, usually it's got to be like late 30s though, or early 40s. When she's done with all that, and self-supporting, that's important, and post-therapy. That means that she don't have a lot of hidden issues and trauma in her, and that's not going to come up, which usually happens after sex, so be careful. That's why they say after sex it's all downhill. You know, to where she's not going to project all that trauma on you, or think that she's going to start projecting her father who you know abused her onto you. All of a sudden now you become her father or her uncle. Be careful. Yeah. Whew. That's dangerous stuff. I've experienced that. Not anymore. So you see, you get a girl that has all that, don't want kids or already had them, self-supporting, and has some soundness of mind. You know, that woman is going to appreciate you for you. She's at the point now she can appreciate the masculine energy, because all the little karmic desires got fulfilled. So, you know, it's like more pure now. And then she can she can respect you and be grateful that she has a male presence in her life. Those are good ones. So try to get those. Have a good day.